Hey, this is John Carlos, and I'm really excited to review for you guys the San Diego Comic-Con 2017 exclusive NECA action figure of Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I friggin' love the Bill and Ted movies, so I was stoked when NECA made action figures of Bill and Ted and Rufus, even though they were clothed and they were like, 8-inch Mego style, which really isn't my preferred version of figures. Just the fact that we had any Bill and Ted figures at all made me really, really happy. And I like Bogus Journey more than Excellent Adventure, so yeah, I am stoked about this. The figure itself is pretty simple in that it's just like a cloth robe over like a basic body, just like the Bill and Ted. It's a really basic, simple body underneath with just some sculpted hands, some sculpted feet, and, like a sculpted head. It's a black robe with an additional kind of velvety robe that kind of hangs over it. Nothing to really secure it, mind you. It's just, and not even like a robe with sleeves. It's essentially a cape with like a little shoulder hood and a head hood. Well, shoulder drape and a head hood, but it just sort of hangs over the edges of the shoulders. And that's pretty much it. We get one accessory. Now, this is, like I said, completely removable. There's nothing anchoring it to the figure. But there is a little bit of wire running in through these two edges that sort of hang over. So you can position it, and get it a little bit tighter if you want to bring these little edges in a little bit more. One thing I got to address is the articulation on this kind of sucks. It's just kind of like a basic jointed body underneath. I don't really even want to get into everything. I mean, there's like a singular knee joint and what feels like a standard, hinging, swiveling legs. But what I don't like is I've gotten so used to hinge swiveling ankles, and the fact that it's just a basic ankle joint with a single hinge and a warped right foot that kind of kicks outward where it shouldn't. Getting this to stand without tipping backward is annoying. I have to lean them forward a bit. Having said all that, the sculpt and paint on these hands is pretty good. I mean, it's just white, but it reads almost like makeup. Like, it's not perfect white skin. In fact, you can even kind of see, I don't know, it's intentional, but you can see the regular skin paint underneath. But in the movie, he does have like chalky kind of white foundation makeup on, and that effect is certainly carried over into the look, at least of his hands, and I think of his head. We'll go in for a closer look here. You can just see there. Yeah, you can even see there's some little surfacing going on there. Let's see if I can get a better look at this without washing the entire image out, because it is white. But you can see it's not even like a pattern, but I mean, there's little details going all along the forehead and side of the face. The sculpt there totally looks like William Sadler. Undeniably, this is a great sculpt. Absolutely great. The mouth, the nose, the eyes, the eyebrow, and they even painted his eye area the way he looks in the movie, because it's a pretty simple makeup design in the movie. The lip looks good. The brown eyes look good. I dig how they did this. Here's a little look at the side of his head and his ear, and the top of his little dome. And another fun thing is you can flip up the hood and get a look at him like with the hood up. Just trying to position him so he doesn't tip over, because he kind of wants to and his legs aren't great. But there you go, you can kind of fold that down like so. And there you go, you get the classic Reaper pose. At least classic Reaper hood pose, hood positioning. I think this looks really, really good. It has a nice presence. Even though it's simple, even though it's just a dude standing there with nothing but his scythe here. And it's a good looking little accessory. I'll go in for a closer look here. You can kind of see the work on the handle. It's a nice gray base with a little metallic joints there for the two hand pieces. Little hand grips. Overall, it's a basic kind of plastic little sculpt that reads well with a rusty blade at the top with some kind of orangish brown paint there. Really kind of reads well. It's a nice little detail. More detail than I expected for a figure like this. Now, he never holds the scythe in the film like the way you would when you're actually, reaping souls, but he does carry it to his side like that in a vertical position, and it really looks great like that. And this figure can hold it perfectly. There's no problem there. This figure looks freaking awesome on the shelf. Even though I don't like cloth figures like this, that's how much I dig this. And part of it's because I'm a big Bill and Ted fanboy. But I hope that NECA making this figure from Bogus Journey means that we're going to get a Bill and Ted figure from Bogus Journey. Because since we got Excellent Adventure, Bill, Ted, and Rufus, I hope we get a Bill and Ted from Bogus Journey to put with the Grim Reaper here. Because I think the three of them on a tabletop or on a shelf would look freaking awesome. As a fan, I would love that. I hope it happens. Because if not, this is a really, really random figure in the series. I don't know if it really stands well on its own, but I mean, as a fan of the movies, I'm happy to have it on the shelf. So, yeah, I guess it does kind of stand well on its own. I think it looks cool. That's it. Yeah, thanks for watching, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.